Welcome back to Man Matters Podcast. We name myself, Irvin.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back. There's a lot of things going on. We have a lot of matches coming up in MMA and Jiu-Jitsu. Beautiful game.
That's right. A lot of excitement, actually. The
Yeah.
UFC card was very exciting last weekend. Got some who's number one coming. Got the, you mentioned the UFC BJJ coming up again. I missed that announcement. Where did they announce that?
I've seen it. I think it's YouTube. That's what I saw the announcement.
Okay.
But I've seen also UFC itself. They had it on their webpage, BJJ too, because that's pretty decent fast turnaround. Because early on this month was when they had the tournament to the championship, to title, and now they have events headlining their champion.
Yep. No, that's. I don't know if they plan on maintaining the pace of pumping it out, but that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the beauty about Jiu-Jitsu. You can just have different tournaments compared to MMA, because in MMA you have some of those fighters that get suspended for injuries, got
Right.
cuts.
That's true.
The medical they call. But Jiu-Jitsu, unless you have like a limb injury, barely you get like suspended for that.
That's very true.
Which makes me question: do they have like a commission for those? I doubt there will be commissions, because usually MMA and boxing you need like a athletic commission involved. But for BJJ, I'm not sure.
True.
They require.
Do you know where they're? Okay, UFC Apex. I
Because
wonder if they're planning on moving around.
Because the referees that they use are MMA referees. I usually see Herzog is usually one of the referees during the match.
That's interesting. I wonder. I would imagine that in general, Jiu-Jitsu is a little bit easier to ref than UFC, like MMA.
Yeah, especially there's no points included. It's only based. Oh well, they might have a commission because they have judges, even the 10-9 rounds and things like that.
That's true.
So there might be judges included. Makes it easier on the referee because you have to award like points, pass guard, mount, back takes, all the submission attempts. This makes it easy on the referee.
Most definitely. That would be by far the hardest part, is keeping track of points.
Yeah.
Well, throwing up points whenever somebody gets them, but
yeah, that's a more challenging part of referees when they first start, like when tournaments, like dude, like especially you have to have an eye for it. The scrambling parts, especially you have two people going just scrambling, like dude, how do you award that? Do you give it?
Yeah,
it's difficult.
I always thought if I did that, I'd be so concerned about raising the wrong hand, like constantly. I know I would do that.
Yeah, wrestling was the same issue, because usually left is red, right is green in like folk style. So like trying to remember like which is which. Usually you wear bands on your wrist. You can remember which was which. You're like, gosh, which was right, which was left.
See me looking at my wrists.
Instead of wishing, fuck, I'm colorblind, guys. Which is which?
There's gray and slightly less gray.
I had the vision of freaking dog. Colorblind as shit. But we can go back like to this weekend cards. Like the prelims were action packed. Most of them were finishes.
Yeah, I think I might have seen the Vinicius Oliveira.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was there for that. I think I missed a lot of the prelim stuff. For sure missed all the early prelims, but how are those?
No, they were packed. Like the Cagliari was KO. Then you have the other one was Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVeigh. That was submission. Ryan Spann, he got a guillotine submission. Jimmy Crute and Marcio Praxnio, that's armbar. Islam Dulatov, Adam Fujit, that's a KO. Ateba Gautier Valentin was a KO. Then Nikolai Veretinico was Francisco Proud. That was a superior decision. That's like the early prelims and prelims. Which is like, wow, they're really getting after it in the prelims. Like they're trying to get drunk in New Orleans after their fight. Get the shit done with so I can give him a drink, after this fight.
Right.
You want to do it. But they were like I was like, wow, they're really going through this card because I thought they had to like fill in time for the because usually like they have a pay-per-view set, so they want before they get to pay-per-view they have to some time to, for example, ESPN. Well, it was pretty fast. I was like, whoa, they're really going. For example, out of those, the first one, two, three, four, five, out of the first six, five of them were only first round.
Dang, yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah,
They're running right through them.
yeah. I was like, oh shit, they're banging.
Dang.
But yeah, and then you have like early later on, so you have Brendan Allen versus Marvin Vettori. That's the fight of the night, which I thought Brendan Allen was more aggressive than Vittori. And I also noticed that both of them were head hunting. There's not much leg kicks, no body strikes. They were just going for the head.
Yeah, okay. I believe I remember that one. Wasn't Vinicius also doing that?
Yes.
He was like all over the place. But yeah, no, I remember like Brendan Allen were like, I don't know, I feel like they were open for a lot of body shots, but were only
Yeah.
going for the head.
Yeah. You have bigger masters the body.
Yeah.
But it's like, why did they go for the head?
I don't know.
For some reason, I think they had some bad blood too. I think Brendan Allen and Vittori. And also, you ever shouted USA. If Vittori is Italian, that's what USA, USA.
That's funny.
This is fight of the night. And that was so Vinicio Oliveira Scally Phillips. That one was the main for the prelims.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I was almost annoyed with that fight. Granted, I'm nobody to talk. I'm not that skilled. But Vinicius was just like throwing himself out at Kyler, like weirdly so. And it didn't look like he was skilled. It looked like he was just flailing. Some of the I don't know. The footwork was weird. His hand positioning was weird. If I'm thinking about this right, hopefully that's.
Is that the one that he did a forward roll and he just landed his head? Or was it a different fight?
I don't know.
He just kept going for like he's doing a spinning back fist, and the guy just kept taking his back. It's like, why you keep doing spinning shit, getting your back taken? You're giving
Oh my god! I can
fucking
imagine that guy's coach was pissed.
yeah,
Oh, I would be.
so slow spinning. Take it. Stop fucking spinning, man. It's not a dance. And then you remember that old video of Hansel Gracie yelling at one of his students, "Cut that shit! Don't
yeah.
There's some bullshit in here. Don't do that fucking shit in here. Go roll for real. Don't be doing no rolling. Somebody take your bag."
Yes. Oh my
Remind me
gosh.
every time I see that. And then after that the first fight of the main card was Michael Johnson versus Sal Hoover, which I was impressed by Michael Johnson. He's 39 years old.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he's fast still.
Right? Yeah, he was moving well.
Yeah, he was pissing him up. Even Sahur was saying after between first and second round because he was throwing leg kicks, and Michael Johnson just attacking him. And he was throwing not so much leg kicks, he was throwing also. I know something I noticed too. Side note: most of the fights were orthodox versus softball. The whole night. For example, this one was orthodox softball, so Michael Johnson was softball. So if he's a striker, usually somebody is a striker, you throw a right high kick so he can block with the forearm. So where are the forearm? First time I heard that was for Griffin versus Rampage Jackson. That's they wore up Rampage Jackson during the fight. They got the power hand by wearing out the forearm.
Yeah.
But Michael Johnson never let up of that because
Yeah,
the thing about it after and also they were talking about whenever he blocks the high kick, usually prevents from combination. But always Michael Johnson was able to find combinations after that.
Yep. Yep. That is interesting. I did notice a couple. I didn't really put it together that many were that situation.
Yeah. So Michael Johnson, that was a softball versus orthodox. Daniel Rodriguez, Kevin Holland was the same way. Paulo Costa versus Kapilov was the same way. It's orthodox versus softball. Kapilov was softball. I think Danny Rodriguez was softball versus Kevin Holland. And that one was, I thought that was going to be fight of the night. Danny Rodriguez versus Kevin Holland. That's the one that's covered up in tattoos.
Yeah.
Versus Kevin Holland. That's a welterweight. So they have total significant strike was Kevin Holland 173 or 149. Kevin Holland landed 82. Danny Rodriguez landed 77, which is 51% Danny and 50% Kevin Holland overall. But they gave, it looks like the first round was Kevin Holland. Second round was Danny Rodriguez. And the third one, you think you will go to Kevin Holland because he got higher volume or less percentage, which I don't get it about that part, about like high percentage, because if you throw like 100 punches and land 50, but the other guy throw 5 and lands 5, that's 100% on him, but it's less
Right.
volume.
Right.
So would you give it to the guy that landed 50 punches or the one that landed 5 punches?
Right. I would think the landed is more important than percentage or anything like that.
Which I don't get it. Because that one third round was 30 to 62 compared to 17 out of 34 for Danny.
Hmm.
But I thought Kevin Holland won that one, but they gave it to the. It should have been at least split decision. They gave a unanimous decision to Daniel Rodriguez. Kevin Holland had 1 takedown. Oh, that's probably why. Danny got 2 and Kevin Holland got 1 knockdowns. Probably that's why. But it'll be kind of even because Danny got 2 knockdowns and Kevin Holland got knocked down and 1 takedown, which should count for something.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
Takedowns are usually more difficult to get than knockdowns.
Right.
Because you like get a slip, like get like slippers on when somebody throw, like for example, you throw a kick and the guy just hit you and you did not land it, not let you consider a knockdown compared to a takedown. Well, that one was like a banger.
I really thought a lot of them did pretty well.
Yeah, Paulo Costa was. I saw Paulo Costa of he was like,
yeah, he came out ready to go.
Yeah, he was like game on, man. He was just the Boroshina for the eraser. That's his nickname.
Yeah.
He was just going to Kapilov, in which he's a striker, Russian. He looks pretty good considering I think he's 34 years old, Paulo Costa, but he looks good.
I would say.
You see who was calling out?
I missed it. I don't remember.
Hamza Shemaev. He was calling him out.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was talking mad trash, wasn't he?
Yeah, because he was hated because he said he was talking shit to him because he was living to his wife's DM. Because he's a coward. He's pissed off. It's like he's a coward. That's why. Daniel versus Pitbull. That one was a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Patricio Pitbull, he got like 5 takedowns. And he was someone like he put Ige in danger, which Ige is hard to put in danger.
Yeah. Yeah,
Out of all the fights, the only fights that went over 100 strike for both fighters in the fight was the Vettori, Brendan Allen, in the main event, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier, which that was a crazy fight too. Even
Which one?
the main event.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I mean, I thought Dustin Poirier was going to get taken out early.
So did I. Yeah. But that was a good fight. I mean, it's nice because sometimes you have these big fights come up and they end up being really disappointing, but these guys did put it out there. And it went both ways, which was really cool. Both got knockdowns, you know. Yeah, it was a good fight, like a solid way to go out for Dustin.
Diamonds are forever, as they say. He might be retired, but he's still the diamond. Even to his last fight, he was knocked down. He was able to rock Max Holloway out right after. DC was making fun of Holloway about like, so you have a trilogy. This is a trilogy with Dustin Poirier, third fight. Before the fight, you have another trilogy with Volkanovski. You lost 3 fights with him, and now you have this one. He's like, no, man, I don't want to be the guy that loses 2 trilogies with 2 different guys.
Dang, this is valid.
Yeah, 1-6 in 2 trilogies. Yeah, if Dustin Poirier was walking out with Little Wing, Max Holloway should be walking out with Drake, just a kiss of death.
Yeah. Oof.
Who wanna walk out with Drake during any fights? Somebody really, really confident has to do that. You walk out with Drake, break your leg on the way in. No, your luck, because that guy has a kiss of death.
Yeah, the number of times and no, yeah, it's crazy. Really, I hate to see him betting on me.
Oh yeah, dude, just call your fight, man. Just
I'm injured. I'm out.
yeah, yeah. Don't do it. Do somebody else. Do a different matchup. That's definitely loss.
Mm.
Pereira.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, do you see that October card for Vegas? They announced it. They have the main event Ankalaev versus Pereira number 2. Boris Hagen versus Marat Balashvili for the bantamweight title.
Okay.
And Yuri Prochaska versus Khalil Roundtree.
Okay. That's
Both strikers.
okay. Where's
Yes.
wow, that'll be an interesting one.
Yes. And so he announced Aspinall versus Cyril Gahn. UFC 321 in November.
Okay. Yep. It'd be interesting to see them finally fight again. The heavyweights.
Yeah, Cyril Gahn has been doing a lot of movies lately.
Really?
Because he was in the Den of Thieves too in that movie, and he was also like a show or something like that about like a French fighter. Because John Jones was in that show as well.
Hmm.
But he's been doing a lot of acting lately.
I mean, it's a way to get money.
Yeah, and without getting hurt.
Right.
And also, you playing something that you really do for a living, playing a fighter
Right.
as an actor. How hard of an acting could that be?
Right.
Just swinging punches.
I do feel like it's nice that they're using fighters in movies like that because I feel like you get a look. You know, I feel like these guys that are, like have been punched many times. You know, they know how to fight. I feel like there's a way that they carry themselves, and it's hard to authentically replicate.
Yeah. For example, having like a Nicolas Cage doing a Jiu-Jitsu movie, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even watch that movie. I just heard it was terrible.
I didn't watch it either. Like, out of respect to Helio Gracie. I didn't watch. Oh, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, man. But I heard like it was terrible. But yeah, like some of them. I'm glad they have other avenues for it. Even though I used to have like I didn't used to like when fighters were in their prime or close to their prime doing movies and stuff like that because it takes away from the training and it takes away from the legacy as far as like a fighter. For example, Ronda Rousey when she was in her prime, Conor McGregor was in his prime. Um, Tyron Woodley was doing all this stuff. So he had a rapping career. He was an analyst for the UFC. He was the champion there. So it takes away from your training, especially when you're a champion. You have so many people have a target on your chest. You cannot play like George Shapiro said. You can play basketball, you can play soccer, but you cannot play MMA. You can play fighting. So you have to like commit to the craft if you are a champion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a valid point. Yeah. I do wonder though if, there's the counter side is that you could put more money into your training
Yeah.
and recovery and yeah, I mean,
If you now if you're like somebody like Justin Gaethje, that's really marketable. If you're not fighting for a title or something like that, that's like not as much training because usually a champion you have a set schedule. You have to defend so many times during the year. But as a contender or other ones, they don't get that pay, so you can supplement the salary by doing other side things, and then eventually have a fight or two during the year. But other than that, if you're marketable, like Donald Cerrone, for example, he does like other stuff, side quests. Also, he also expands things for you to do once you retire because you already have like
for
a
sure.
manager set for different things that you can do.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like they probably get reached out to from movies less when they're not champions though, because really you got a UFC champion in your movie. That's a big draw. So I'm sure they get paid more at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what I don't understand, like the only champion for that little bit. Then after that, like the movie
That's
gets like
true.
old, like he's not gonna be a champion by the time like people are
That's
like,
valid.
So like, I don't know what the thing is about like having a champion there. For example, Ronda Rousey, when she was Fast and the Furious, she was a champion. Conor McGregor when he was on coke on Raw Ross.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That was
He never.
Nate Diaz saying he was the originally asked.
Yeah, remember that? He
I
said,
don't lose.
"I ain't gonna lose to no damn Brokeback Mountain." No, man. Tony was over Jake Gyllenhaal is gonna be the other guy. Like, no, I ain't fucking listening to him.
That's funny.
Nick Diaz, man. It's crazy how approachable he is compared to his brother.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he was in the SP the night before the SPs. He was like he met with Shane Gillis, John Jones. Remember Wyatt Hendrickson, the wrestler that beat Gil Stevenson in the NCAA finals?
I don't remember him, but
He's like an officer in the Air Force. He was hanging out with Shane Gillis and Nate Diaz the night before the SPs.
wow.
It's like, wow. Yeah, you can see like how approachable he is.
Right.
Unless you like come talking trash, like, yeah, man.
Well, true. Yeah.
Have you
Well, is that podcast that Nate was on? I haven't ever seen. What's up?
was it Bradley Martin?
Yeah, the really big dude that
Yeah.
thinks he can take on MMA guys. Yeah.
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 That guy, yeah.
Because that's like the clip that I remember is that I think he asked Nate if he thought he could beat him, and like Nate's like, yeah,
You're a
like
bro, you're a podcaster. You're not a fighter. That could be like, nah, I don't think so. And the thing about it, that's the difference of fighters in MMA and fighters that are like fight because that's all they do. For example, Nate Diaz, he will fight you anywhere.
right, yeah.
So a Masvidal, you like pick, dude, he'll fight you right there. Fast route, another example. You want to fight? Okay, we're fighting. I get
He's
paid.
in MMA because he was already doing that, so he's like, why not get paid for it?
Yeah, yeah. He was like just asking a basketball player he wanted to do a pickup game outside. Like, sure. A pickup game is picking your head up and bouncing against the concrete.
Yeah,
Difference. But some people they think it because it's considered sport, but some people don't consider it sport.
right. That's true.
Just like in jiu-jitsu, because some people they approach jiu-jitsu as a sport for certain thing like keeping people in guard and just playing the game for points. And then you have William Tackett that he just goes for finish.
Right.
Which is what is good for the sport, and everybody likes finishes and offenses. So
Yeah.
you pick somebody like that, like try and fight him in the street, like he's not just going to be pulling guard. He's just trying to find a way to rip your limbs out of your body, whichever way he wants, because he has options. Back to like the UFC 318 possible matchups. I remember Max Holloway talking about matches with Oliveira, Charles Oliveira, for the BMF title. And also another thing was for the BMF title, why don't they have to be a 155? They don't have to be a 155. There's no set weight class for it, right? Because usually lightweight you have 155, the welterweight 170. I also noticed for the weigh-ins for this fight, those reported weighing at 156, not at the 155 weight limit, and he still the fight kept on. He didn't get like a purse taken out for not making 155 weight class, which makes sense. Like BMF title is not a set weight class.
Right.
So you can still make it like cash weight. For example, 170-pound fighter can meet a 165 against a 155-pounder, which makes that much interest in the BMF title.
That's true.
Or having 155-pounder that like Max Holloway used to be a 145. He can be a 150. Somebody that's 145-pounder.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I didn't think about that. It's the belt that spans weight classes.
Yeah, we should have more options.
Offer it to Pereira. He'll cut the weight.
Yeah, he'll be there. He'll meet you there at 190.
Yeah.
He'd be there walking like a freaking what are those hedge stones? What are those hedge stones? Remember the old stones that like the brickhead?
I'm not sure.
Hedge stones. That's what I think they're called like in Scotland. They're where they are. Yeah, that's what they call.
The Stonehenge?
No, I can't remember what they call. What they like? Oh, like East Ireland. That's what it's at.
Well, yeah.
He like they had different sizes. That's what Pereira is. He just changes different sizes of those stones, and he's just solid in all of them, all of the shape. He's like, what are those Russian dolls?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The ones
That's
that
Pereira.
pop up and pop. Yeah,
That's Pereira right there. He'll
we
be
just
your
gotta go down a couple levels. Yeah, he's there. No problem.
He's the Pereira multiverse. Another thing that sounded nice was about Dustin Poirier talking to Rush Holloway, which is Max Holloway's son, after the fight. His son, Rush, came to Dustin Poirier and said, like, thank you for giving me that opportunity. He's like, no, man, thank you. That, like, having a matchup with me. He's the one that accepted the fight and giving the chance to fight for that, he redeemed the 2 losses that he lost against him. Because Dustin Poirier came and talked to Rush after he beat Max Holloway. Like, that is a real champion in real life. Don't let this get you down. He's a true champion. And look, full circle. What, 6
Yeah.
years?
Yeah. I saw a post about that. That is pretty cool.
It should tell you how good of a guy Dustin is. It makes things interesting about the BMF title in the lightweight division going there. Because Justin Gaethje now, another thing, Justin Gaethje is refusing to go through Pat Pimblett for the title for 155.
Okay.
He said he's not willing to fight. If he has to go to Pat Pimblett, he doesn't think that Pat Pimblett deserves to go against him. He'd rather retire or go for the BMF title again against Max Holloway.
Interesting. Yeah.
Eventually go for the lightweight title.
I mean, I can kind of see that. I feel like Patty's, yes, he's dominated. He's done pretty well, but he really hasn't done. Let's see. What are
I haven't seen beat anybody in the top 10.
exactly? That's what I'm thinking.
Michael Chandler's not really considered top 10.
I really don't. I don't know. There we go. I feel like he hasn't faced that many really hard dudes. Like, people like him. He's marketable. But I can agree with that. He's just, I don't know. He's not ready for. What's that?
The
Money Bar. Yeah, right.
Well, he beat Bobby Green, which is late in his career. He beat Tony Ferguson after he's been a 25 losing streak.
Yeah.
Like, as for wins, and then Michael Chandler.
Yeah. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, again, I mean, Justin Gaethje, how many highlights does he have in his career? Performance of the night.
So many. Yeah.
In fight of the night. That's what he's known for. If you want to see some violence, bring this guy in.
Right.
Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
I've seen the video when he was going with his coach, the practicing going 1-for-1 in body shots. And his coach, because the coach is like a heavier guy, and he had like a belly, so he was going for the liver shot, and he wasn't facing him, and then he just clogged Justin Gaethje's liver. He just folded. And the coach gave what's his name? Trevor Woodman gave a high five to the other coach after he folded. So that's the reason why there's weight classes.
Yeah.
Because he was throwing liver shot. He was hitting them, but he wasn't like holding him.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible idea. Who will go shot for shot and liver shot? Will you do that?
No, those suck. Those are so bad. Those absolutely not.
Well, after this matchup, what do you see in the middleweight division? Because he lost the last 2 losses were against former champions versus Sean Strickland and Robert Whittaker.
Right.
And now he's barking at the number 1 contender, which is the next contender for against Dricus Du Plessis.
Right.
I don't know if he wants that. Why? After you saw what he did to Robert Whittaker, Hamza Chimaev.
Right.
Destroy his face.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where to picture him going, to be completely honest.
He said he got his shit together now. He thinks he'd be able to do better. Because 2023, all of his fights were canceled.
Ooh, yeah. That's a bad look.
Yeah. He was booked in February against Robert Whittaker. He was booked in July against Ikram Aliskerov. And then in October of that year, he was scheduled to go against Hamza Chimaev. He was canceled. And then in 2024, he got the 2 losses against the 2 former champions.
Yep. I don't know. Yeah, he did really well in this last one, but I don't think he's ready for those top guys. Like,
he has at least 2 more matches
right.
that to be able to get there, like the title contention, because the last one, the last match that he won was in 2022, in August 2022, against Luke Rockhold. Was back and forth against an older Luke Rockhold.
Mhm.
I can't remember where that was. I want to say it was a high altitude Delta Center in Utah. That's where that fight was. And Luke Rockhold was struggling in that fight, even though he broke his nose too.
Hmm.
But if it wasn't for that, do you think he could have gone the other way too? And that was his last win for Paulo Costa. So and that was the only win he had since the only fight that he had that year, 2022. 2023, he didn't have a match. 2024, he had 2 losses.
Yeah, I feel like he's got to get on, like, establish himself a little bit more
to break into like the top 10 in there.
Yeah, I don't think he's No, I don't think he's ready for those top guys.
Especially at 34 years old.
Right.
Because he still have Jared Cannonier in there. He has to go through Israel Adesanya at least. He has to go through Jared Cannonier within the top 10. And then you have Rainier Derrida, which is fighting this weekend against Ron Whitaker. It's another name that he has to go through. And for
Yeah.
him to get into like the title contention. So I don't know how. I mean, if he has to get it together, he'd be able to get up there into the top 10. Usually, when you see somebody that lost 2 matches in a row, he hasn't been inactive for that long. It's not usually it's not a good look for the career.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know if he'd be ready for like Adesanya. You know what I mean? I know.
Yeah.
Adesanya's not had the best record lately, but he's still really good. And I don't know that the Paulo Costa that we watched Saturday could handle that kind of striking, that maneuvering,
Yeah.
the angles that Adesanya can create.
And also, he's barking at freaking Hamza Shemaev. He's a grappler. He's ranked those people.
Well, yeah, no, that one's for sure out of the question. Yeah.
So shifting gears to UFC BJJ 2, Andrew Tackett versus Renato Canuto. Andrew Tackett is a really aggressive, submission heavy style, versus Canuto is more like a scrambling guy, movement, judo based, scrambling. What do you see? How do you see this matchup for those two?
I think it'll be pretty interesting. I think it'll be pretty fun to watch. We'll see. I mean, I feel pretty confident Tackett will pull that one off, personally. I do. I mean, I'm a big Tackett fan. I do really like watching him fight. But, I mean, I feel like, I feel like Tackett's not afraid to scramble either. So I think it'll be game on, to be honest. I think it'll be really fast paced and really good fight, but I think Tackett will take it. I'm curious if it'll be a quick one like the last time. The last time was fairly quick, was it not? Or am I thinking about that wrong?
I think he was second round. I can't remember.
Okay.
And also, I think is Varela a teammate with Canuto? Because I think Canuto was in the corner of Varela during the
Really?
main event.
Just got to run through them.
Yeah. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. No, I think that's a pretty cool matchup, really.
His brother, I think is competing as well. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, William Taggart versus Cal Chambers. Tammy Mumeshi is competing as well. Versus Leilani Bernales. Dude, Musumeshi, she is nuts. She's the one that got her arm broken and then tapped during a IBJF.
Okay.
Her arm just like broken into the. Oh God, just tap. She didn't tap. She just let that thing rip.
Golly.
But she also sometimes in gi, it's hard for you to see if somebody's double jointed or it's just broken.
Yeah. Yeah, the thick fabric covers it up pretty well.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember her like letting that thing rip. No IBJ. But she's competing in this one.
Got Maggie Granddaddy in here.
Out of Miami, Florida.
Is she still in Miami?
The first show's in here versus Aurelie Laverne out of French Guinea.
Really?
Same.
There's not much on her. Mason Fowler, always a fun one to watch.
Yes.
I will say I do not see. Well, what do you think of the William Tackett matchup?
I think William Taggart is going to bring it too.
You think he's going to bring it?
Yeah. Against Chambers?
Really? Chambers, I feel like Chambers has been killing it lately. I could be wrong. Okay, yeah. I mean, that'll be a fun one. I don't know. I'd put my money on Chambers for that one.
Do you think that's gonna be match of the night between that one and Canuto versus William? Me versus Andrew?
Very likely. I would bet. Yeah.
Which this is gonna be, by the way, this is gonna be next Thursday, July 31st. This match.
Okay.
It's gonna be a UFC YouTube channel.
I gotta mark that down on my calendar so I don't forget it again. Actually, no, I didn't forget last time I was in Germany.
Yeah.
That's right.
In a different time zone.
Yeah, I don't know. Kyle Chambers is a very long, lanky dude. I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure he's taken out some like big names before. He lost to Mason Fowler as a 10th Planet.
Okay.
Yeah, so that checks out because he does some weird stuff. Like he's got some very sneaky stuff that he weaves himself into.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, no, I think this will be a really good card. The top three are for sure. Like I want to watch those fights or those matchups. Do you know much about Kennedy, Maciel, and Admir Barreto?
No.
No, me neither.
Columbus, Ohio, in LA.
I wonder if they'll do much. I wonder if they'll have UFC fighters compete in this much, or at all.
That'd be interesting.
Because some of them are definitely qualified, and they're already in a contract with the UFC. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I don't know. As long as they don't have a fight scheduled, should be fine.
Yeah. Especially they have USADA.
Yeah.
They also have they have another who's number 1, number 29. Another matches coming up. Hideo versus Wagner Rocha. Man, I'm surprised Wagner Rocha is competing after the health scare that he had early on this year.
Yeah. You're not kidding.
Because I thought he's gonna retire after that.
You'd think. But
yeah, heart failure. That's what it was, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was something wrong with his heart.
Yeah,
Those
heart
steroids
attack.
don't pay for themselves, man. Okay.
No, right? You gotta keep the doctor lights on. I wonder if he's gonna come on the same pace as he did in ADCC.
Be curious to find out. I wonder how much it affected him.
Yeah, because your cardio has to be definitely affected because of it.
I would imagine, yeah. That's a double his dose.
What's the last time Hideo competed?
Where he was. It's been a minute, I think. Has
it competed 4 years, as it says.
That's honestly longer than I was thinking. How do you think that'll go? That matchup. One guy coming off a really long break and the other guy coming off heart failure.
Yeah. One is ring rust, the other is heart rust. I know what Kid there has been up to as far as like he hasn't been competing for that long. So I see some people that are like have competed, for example, Marcelo Garcia. He took a long layoff and he went against Minari. See how it went. He fought cancer. Like few years before that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure if Kid there has a school like Marcelo too.
Oh, okay.
But that's a big factor because Marcelo has a big school in New York. So he has a lot of reps that he can get in.
Yeah.
But Kid there, I'm not sure. If one thing back in the Russia, there's a Jasmine Rocha is competing as well in this one. Back there, Jasmine Rocha is going against Adele for the Reno, and this match is going to be this Friday, the 24th. No, this Friday.
Yeah.
This is a rematch between Fonorino on the 55 kilos that she went against Jasmine Rocha in the semifinal, and submitted her with an armbar. Yeah, it would be a good like a rematch of that one. Good rivalry, but it's Jasmine Rocha. She's the one. No, it's a. I thought for some reason it's Jasmine Rocha. She's the one that sliced her shin through your face to get to the armbar. You were giving it hell.
I think that might be. I'm trying to remember. Is that her?
So I think it was her or Andrea Galvao's daughter.
No, it was Andrew Galvao's daughter. Okay, that's what I was trying to think of. No, it was definitely
Andrea Galvao's daughter.
That pisses me off that Jiu-Jitsu people are that much of a bitch. Oh my god. That is part of Jiu-Jitsu. Like, I hate that.
You know how bad it messes up your eyelashes that you just got put on?
Yeah, what? You signed up for the wrong sport.
You obviously haven't had somebody put a gi on your face and just try to smother you that way.
Yeah, impolite. Yeah. She wants to win. Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah. He's trying to go to it's a submission. It's not like a finger manipulation, like for small joint manipulation. People that do like that, yeah, that's that was cheating or like
I get
fishing
that.
somebody,
I
fishing
get that.
somebody in the on the face, on the mouth.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But yeah, making somebody uncomfortable, that's a huge aspect of jiu-jitsu. I mean, yeah, what are we doing here?
I bet those people don't like shoulder pressure either on side control.
Yeah.
They haven't heard about that.
Yeah.
They call it shoulder justice whenever they do that. Good luck trying to bridge or strip against me when I had your face facing away from me. Doing that. Like I was talking about earlier with you, like about like you don't see is there any like new waves in this who's number one event?
Is there? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
As far as like fighters in there, the for the new waves or like big gyms like that are upcoming and fighting. Like for example, they have matches coming up. That CJI 2 is a big tournament. That's a lot of money involved in there. It's kind of like having a Naga locally in IBJJF like later on this month, in which you pay a lot of money, in which you have a higher level of competition. Which competition would you rather do? Naga this week or IBJJF next week?
It's not.
It feels like that way. You have like that many because you see the Nicky Rod in who's number one. Yeah, Felipe Pena. You see what's his name? Um Blue Griffith. You see all those guys there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it cuts down on their options somewhat, but I don't know. Yeah, there's plenty of jiu-jitsu people out there, so I can't imagine it was too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This CJI, it's invitational, so yeah, maybe some of the higher names, but with how few events there are for jiu-jitsu right now, they're still going to get the same amount of people watching. I would expect
Yeah.
because it really seems like since there's not many anyway, I'm gonna watch. Like if I know what's happening, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's just good for athletes that don't usually don't get called for matches. Instead of just doing fight to win, they get called for who's number one.
Yeah.
How many fight to win can you do in 1 year? Hey, Seth, it's me again. You come in Boston, I buy the ticket. I get you 5 people there. But like those like who's number one, like you get some of those people like getting their foot in the door so they can get called for more events as well.
So
And who's number one does usually happen in Austin? Or is it like a different location?
that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one. I know I
Yeah,
usually end up watching it late on a work night. That's
it was gonna be Miami, Florida. Yeah. Bienvenidos a Miami, bitches. It's gonna be save the fly for Russia. When was the last time you seen Cyborg compete? Oh, I think ADCC was the last time I seen him.
did he compete in ADC?
Yeah, he was in ADCC. I think he was in semis or he made it to the finals. I remember Cyborg being in the Cyborg, bro, because he was always shirtless the whole time.
I don't know. I feel like he's just he's past his prime. He's kind of fallen out, to be honest.
Yeah. He's
I
like
didn't remember this past ADCC, but the one before, watching him get demolished by that one guy.
it's like it's not a flying armbar, it was like mid-air armbar. Yeah, he was snapped fast too. Hey, that was like was that first round or second round? I want to say it was like early rounds of ADCC as well.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, yeah. I kind of feel like that's true.
When it happened that one time, the you talk about the armbar.
Yeah, yeah,
Was it in the first session or the second session of the event?
yeah. I think the beat him went quite a long ways though. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was not ready for that. And I don't remember him competing much outside of ADCC lately. I think. I mean, he got busted. He's got suspended from IBJJF.
I wonder why.
Right. Yeah, I wonder.
I think it's because his sleeves were not the right length.
Yes. They put the little checker on the gi sleeves and they were too narrow.
Yeah, that's what it was. He got suspended. He had patches on his sleeve. That's what it was. Too.
Yeah.
Defend for the rest of your life.
But yeah, no, I feel like that happened. He had that breakup with Maggie, and I feel like since then he just really hasn't been in it.
Yeah, he was an absolute against Kenyon Duarte.
Okay.
Duarte won the absolute against Abreu. That's what I remember him. So he only did absolute. I wonder because Felipe Pena versus Luke Griffith was in the final of the plus 99 kilos. Kenyon Duarte was minus 99 versus Rafael Lovato. I saw Rafael Lovato Jr. is another one that he's. When did he compete last in Who's Number One? I remember he was doing wrestling, but I don't know who's number one.
I don't remember wrestling, to be honest. He's done. Where did he compete last? There was did something significant not that long ago, but I don't remember what it is. Against Craig Jones in UFC
Yeah.
Fight Pass. I
Yeah, he lost against him and Hill Hook.
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
That was back in 2024, March of last year. He was against Merigali.
Yep, back in 2022.
Yeah, he lost decision. He lost against Duarte decision.
It's another guy that we haven't heard anything out of for a long time. Is Margali
Yeah.
beat by one of the purple belt pimps?
Yeah.
Too much.
Oh yeah. Never hear the end of him. Apparently, he went again in 2024 last year. Won rear naked choke against Matthews Dennis. He beat Felipe Pena in a one arm rear naked choke. 2023 in an armbar against Roberto Abreu. Oh, that was all before ADC last year. Was that early rounds too? When he lost against the Purple Pimp?
No, I thought it was late. I thought it was
The-
fairly late.
Like semis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure he was like just, dominating his way up through and all cocky, and then that match happened,
Yeah.
and he got a boo boo on his shoulder.
Yeah, he never been the same after that. I think he got one of those Gordon Ryan vaccines that fucked up his shoulder. Yeah, it hasn't competed since. I've seen that.
I really haven't even heard of, like, he hasn't said anything in a while.
It's interesting. Is he the same weight class as Luke Griffith? Because I wonder the same thing. Because some teams they have like their starters that they usually like go for they have like the guy that they prefer like compete rather than another guy. They have like I remember a guy that came to the gym. He said like whenever they will go for like big tournaments, they'll do tryouts. So for say affiliate, they have like 6 gyms.
Mm,
Out of those 6 gyms, they try and pick their best guy to say now to compete. I wonder if he feels that's that way in New Wave. But New Wave, I'm pretty sure they're not sure competition. If you have a depth chart that big, you would think you have like ease to prepare your teammates because you cannot compete every tournament or event. So you usually try and know like have one guy go for this one, then another guy like just schedule there and then still in camp the whole time. Worst case scenario, one your teammates get hurt, you step in for him because you're already preparing for it.
it's true. I mean, that would be really nice to have a big team for that.
Because that's what wrestling doing. Whenever they're competing like in teams or duels or other tournaments, like man, somebody gets hurt, somebody's ready to step in. You're already training for it or getting competing for another tournament. Back in the day, it used to be like so. For example, they had duels on Friday and they have like an open on Saturdays. So usually the starters will have a match on Friday, and the ones that are no starters, they have matches on Saturday.
Interesting. Okay.
But you're still competing regardless. If there's no competition only for starters, you get a heavy workout or heavy lift on the day of competition. So you have like your peak day. You have to like get used to your body being in that schedule as well, which would be good for
That's that's cool. Really.
always ready for game. Always game.
I mean, that's I mean, right now it seems like for most competitions that are like early Saturday morning is usually not training at that time,
Yeah.
let
But if you have
alone
like
competing.
yeah, a local like wrestling guy. Well, he's out of Winston, but they have like different like wrestling teams from different areas. For example, like High Point, Trinity, all the play areas. He has like a Saturday scrap, so it's like an open mat. in different high schools. So you're getting used to them competing during the off season or learning during the off season to wrestling in that schedule. So when competition time comes, they're already acclimated to that schedule during that weekend.
Makes sense. Yeah. Mentally, I'm sure that helps.
Because you're already in the weekend mode. Like, fuck, I don't want to do shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Some people are weekend warriors. Those are the regular dads that do jiu-jitsu, weekend warriors.
Yeah. Right.
Working on Friday and getting ready for the next day, competing. And then you have the other ones like they have the turner up on Saturday. But it'd be good like if you have like a roster like that. You have like people that are like training with each other.
Yep. Yep. I mean, yeah, you could probably maintain that a lot more out west where there's a lot more competitions. Down here, I mean, well, I mean, you could probably hit almost one a weekend. I think Mike was doing that when he was down here. But it would definitely be harder. I mean, and the level of the competition is just not.
Yeah. But also, like, you can also supplement that the competition part with open mats as well, like local gyms in the area.
Very true.
Just send a message, hey man, I'm looking for open mat. So you guys are open, just like fee or something like that, or just some of them don't have a fee. Just to go in there open mat. They can get extra rolls in there during the weekend. They keep you sharp.
Yeah, definitely would.
Because during the week you can still like get your regular drills, regular rolls with your teammates, but then cross training during the weekend, like get you used to that. Because that also takes away, to a certain extent, takes away the jitters of competition on a certain thing when you get somebody new. If you're like used to rolling with different people, new people every weekend.
That's valid. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not the same level as competition, but like, yeah, cross training, there's always that little bit of apprehension. Somebody new place.
Yeah.
But
It takes away the, what's it called? The guilt? Was it like imposters?
imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like, oh, I don't deserve to do it. You really fine now, for real. You really
Yeah.
the stripes that you have or whatever it might be, not real fast.
Yeah. That's true as well. Yeah, you show up at a new gym with a like higher ranking belt. Really, even I mean, even blue belt, I
Yeah.
felt the pressure a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you got to prove that you're worthy of that belt.
Mhm. And also, as a white belt too, you get you extra reps in there. People, you get your ass kicked more often, but you get to get out of the way. Be able to
Yeah.
get better, regardless.
Right.
The more errors and more improvement that you do in your game during that time, the faster you'll be able to get better. You feel more fluid too. And also, some people that roll with people, they feel different. Like, oh man, I did better in this gym than I did in the other one too. It also builds kind of confidence too.
Right. No doubt.
It's not I want to like talk bad about some teams because some gyms only drill. So whenever they go live, they see the feel a difference compared to those that do go live. And some of them they'll do live only. They're only scrambling like cats, no drilling at all, no like game plan. You also
Right.
see that as well.
Yep.
Like what? If you have my back, why do you get off my back to go mount? On my back. Just so there's kind of like scrambles, things like that. You see a certain they also like shows up like different games, things like that.
Yes.
It does help a lot.
That's no doubt. Plus, like some gyms you go to and like everybody has kind of the same game. Because I mean, certain gyms just they teach a few things and that's what they teach. Yeah, I mean, see some gyms love like De La Hiva. Everybody's doing De La Hiva, and then like other gyms, like the past few gyms that I've been to, don't really teach many different. None of the fancier guards. I'll put it that way. Like Battleborn does deep half, they do half, but a lot of what they teach is like get good position, stay on top. You don't get a lot of guard pullers at.
Yeah.
So
Which is
it's
weird.
interesting to see how the styles are. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're like I don't believe on people pulling guard if you guard is shit. Like don't pull guard if you go end up and your guard be somebody mounted. That's doing the service to yourself. If you guard, if you're gonna be if you're gonna be on guard, you guard better be unstoppable, or you have really good sweeps. That's the other option. There's no point you pulling guard. Work on your takedowns and stay on top. He attacks there. If you end up on your back, go for your sweep, or you got a guard attacks from there that makes you get on top again.
Yes. I mean, it kind of makes sense because it is an MMA gym. And almost always, when you get an MMA gym, you don't get many guard pulling classes.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Since it works in both games, it just makes sense to teach it that way. It's my opinion,
Yeah. Also, you have more options from bottom in the gi, which you don't see in MMA. You have no gi option. From the bottom, yeah, in gi, you have a lot of options. You have the collar that makes a big change.
Right. Yeah.
But in like no gi, in like in it's hard for you to get in that good position from bottom. Like as far as like the games, like what do you think would be ideal like game for like jiu-jitsu? Like for somebody starting? What would you recommend?
I think for starting out, feel like being like guard passing is pretty important aspect to learn. Getting into your head that, being in that the top position is much more typically more beneficial because you can use weight and gravity to your advantage. I know some people have games that don't revolve around. I think guard passing is like pretty high up there, but I could also see the argument for learning to play guard and learning to use like your hands and feet, which is not something that's intuitive. Because that's also super important. That's part of the beauty of jiu-jitsu is that you use everything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really have a specific game for somebody starting out. You know what I mean? It kind of depends on body type. Yeah, I feel like you kind of have to play around with it.
Yeah. And like also I think guard is not being flat on your back. You don't want to be flat on your back when you in guard. Usually you want to be your core engaged and knees and elbows together at all times. That's you stop at guard passing. A lot of people like you see like rolling and they're like, dude, knees and elbows, knees and elbows. That's simple. If you have knees and elbows, it's hard for it to like pass your guard.
That's the thing. And a lot of those concepts you'll use in other positions, not necessarily just in guard. So I feel like there's a lot to be learned from playing guard early on. Although I don't feel like that's the position I like to be in. You know what I mean? I want to be on top, pushing the pace towards them and making them defend. But yeah, there's just so many things to learn initially.
Yeah. Especially shrimping, bridging, those two things alone. Put them together. You just make a little bit of space so you can re-guard again.
Exactly. Yeah. Get yourself out of some rough spots. Learn how to move your hips correctly. That's I feel like one of the hardest things to explain to somebody new when you're trying to get them to do certain moves and you're like, move your hips over here. And they like just completely move wrong. Whereas you tell somebody who's like done jiu-jitsu for a little bit, move your hips here, and that like it becomes like just something that you do. But learning how to do that at first it doesn't click. It's uh, not something you think about having to do, I guess.
Yeah. And for example, like armbar to pendulum swing, that one right there is one example. Usually when you go for your armbar, you usually shift your hips a little bit and you just load up on the hamstring and go for your pendulum swing. But you're trying to teach somebody new how to do that. Usually trying to, from full guard, trying to crunch down, try and reach from under the butt to get it. Like, dude, you have to keep your hips out of the way if you want to be able to get that. Like, there's no way you have to reach that far. You will touch. Before you know it, you're getting caught in a, what they call it, Dagestan handcuff. Your arm behind you,
Yeah.
you got your arm, and that's a nightmare. Well, just shifting your weight thing, shifting your weight, like sizes or this they call it at the gym. That's also another thing to help keep posture down. That's another thing to teach in early on posture, control the posture of your opponent. If no, go for attack from there. Hit bump or climbing up the body.
Yeah, controlling your opponent's posture and then keeping your own posture. I feel like those are both like so important, but so hard to remember, hard to get, hard to know how to posture. Like, yeah, I feel like that's a huge part of like something that clicked for like guard passing for me. It was late blue belt and like early purple belt. I felt like, um, something that really clicked is like how to like posture and how to not lean too much over when you're passing guard. How to not give them, because yeah, you lean forward too much and you're opening yourself up to so many things.
You feel like you can get it flat easier that way,
Exactly.
but you open yourself up because because usually the person on the bottom want to keep 3 points of contact. The more points of contact that you give him, the more options you have of attack. Especially if you put your hands on the mat, not even better.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta pass their powerhouse before you can give them that much contact.
Yeah. Just like electricity, usually find the fastest path.
Right.
And the
Yeah.
same thing when they're on when you're on bottom and you just give them more options, like, oh, whichever way it is, whichever
Hmm.
it goes, that's gonna be you just tank yourself up. Maybe posture up. The farther your hands from the head and the farther is your head from the hip, the better off you'll be.
Yep. And it feels weird because it feels like you're like kind of sticking your limbs in where you can't. I don't know. It feels like you're creating too much distance, but it's really not. You're not overextending yourself. It's just, yeah.
What do you something I hate the most is people dig their elbows inside your thigh in guard. That's another thing that near guys do all the time.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I started like, I've laughed at people. Like, not intentionally. It's just like, yeah, you get some new guys who got shown that trick as like the way to open somebody's guard. Like, no, dude, I don't have any feeling there anymore. That doesn't work. Like, you can do that all day. I will not let go.
No. And they usually go for a hip bump from there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, yeah, at least just to make them think, and then I'll work to something else.
Mhm.
Yeah, usually the hip bump is enough to throw them off or make them start, moving. So
I usually
that's
go
all
for
I
the hip.
need.
I should go for the head bump, but instead of going for the shoulder, I'll go for the head and then shift my weight. So we will like go to when I land in the clamp guard because they have the arm right here, so they have to post out there. So when they post out there, clamp.
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's a bit. It's hard because they usually just digging in there, just keeping the posture up and stuff like that. It's shift their weight, like, oh shit, I gotta they are post, otherwise they'll feel like they're falling and stuff like that. Another one was a when they just dig the forearm into your neck in guard when you're in guard, and they just they're in your guard and they just dig the forearm into your neck, like trying like to just like make you break your guards. Like, dude, that's not gonna help me break my guard.
Right. Yeah.
Just give me an armbar right there.
Yeah, that one is a little bit annoying. I will say that one's like, I know we just talked about this for competition. In competition, absolutely go for it. But
Hmm.
when you're just a new guy training at a gym and you're with your regular training partners who don't, to me, that's like, okay, it doesn't work and it just annoys me. Like, yeah,
Yeah, you have option there. You have a head and arm too. Uh,
Yep.
because they give
That's
you
true.
because you just digging your forearm, thinking that you're gonna like put your weight on me. Like, dude, you just brought
Yeah.
your face right here. I'm
Yeah.
just going to go catch heading arm, bicycle your legs, and sweep, and you're on your back.
Yeah, really, it is kind of, yeah, I don't like it, but at the same time, like the knee digging into the thighs or whatever, uh, it's almost laughable when you get somebody brand new who thinks they're gonna like that to, um, cause enough pain to make me like go like, dude, no, that's like, I'm generally, there was one, I wish I could remember who it was. I remember one new guy came out and started doing that and like looked at me all excited because they thought they were gonna, and dude, I laughed because I was like, dude, that's not,
That's not a thing.
yeah. But anyway,
Which reel did you learn this from?
yeah,
Like, yeah, some of those tricks that I remember. That's another thing that I was talking to a guy at the gym. He gets frustrated when he like helping coaching people that are on bottom and they just hug the person on top, especially for side control. Like you're not doing anything. That's like that's like the old school like headlock whenever you're trying to take somebody down.
yeah, exactly.
He's not doing anything because
Like,
they have
yeah,
your
you
back.
can't get away, but you're not doing anything either. So yeah, that is very annoying when somebody just like hugs onto you. Like, I've had people do that in guard. A couple white belts who are like significantly bigger than me would
Mhm.
come out and do that. And it's like, yeah, it's more work for me to get out. It'll take longer for me to submit you, but like, it's not. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Might as well not even be doing jujitsu at that point. Like, it's just nobody's learning.
Yeah, the basic of jiu-jitsu is framing, and that's the opposite of framing. And you're about to learn an important lesson real quick about framing. Yeah, I used to like, yeah, that right there. I usually go north south from there. From there, just I learned it from Marcelo. They usually instead of like having like a shoulder pressure, just go like a seat belt, do like the same thing they're doing. So like a seat belt and go north south choke from there because they give me the arm from there. Just hugging you. So I think we're gonna sleep. We just go to the jump to the opposite arm bar. The Fox has a good armor from there. Usually with from there, somebody hugging you, then you just try and attack the forearm. So you make staying the near arm and you just step over the face and just lean to the head and then opposite of the armbar back here. Oh, fuck. Because it's under the armpit. It's hard for him to defend it from there.
He's got a good armbar from just about everywhere.
But yeah. Oh yeah, he has armbar from a toe from anywhere. Armbar. His game is freaking ridiculous. I want to when I grow up, I want to be that good. But as for like a takeaway from today's episode, do you think that Andrew Tackle will be the face of UFC BJJ?
So yeah, almost without a doubt. He's just so exciting, and he's going to be the guy to beat. I hope that he doesn't limit his competition so much just by signing here, because him against like the Rotolo brothers, I feel like would push him farther. But I think he will be the face of the UFC. I just hope he continues to progress. You know what I mean?
Hopefully, they be able to get one of the Rotolo, wait, at least K Rotolo UFC Invitational. Because if
That's true.
because they can figure out something out. Because UFC Invitation is not really contractual about as much as UFC BJJ. And also, the good thing about he's really active too. That's the good thing about Andrew.
Yes.
How old is he? That's a question.
He's pretty young. 22, yeah.
Yeah.
Very young.
Yes, that's good. There's a lot of potential. So it's like college age guy. You have to be like a long career in BJJ because BJJ you can do later on in life. The right doctors even longer. Longevity doctors. That's what I call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what I have like for today. As far as like takeaway for those who impressed you more, like UFC 318 performance wise.
I mean, I will say, like, Paulo Costa probably was, like, unexpected one, I guess. So I would say that left an impression. Like, he came back out of, you know, a decent break and really turned it on. So I feel like that was a pretty impressive one.
Yeah.
What do you
What do you think
think?
about Michael Johnson as far as like will be up in title contention because he's going like yes like his career has been weird because he's beat Dustin Poirier, he beat Moicano, maybe Tony Ferguson. He's 39 years old, but as far as like his peak, seems like he started his peak, but his speed was still there,
That's valid. That's true. Yeah, that was an impressive matchup or a match. It's just so hard. I feel like at that age, um,
especially lightweight.
injuries can come. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, lightweight, exactly. Yeah, you have to be able to do more. I think you can't just hit hard.
Yeah, you have to be technical, really technical.
No, I feel like age is just so much of a factor. I don't know if I see it going super far. Like, yeah, he may be competing well. He may get some good matches in, but it's not going to go It's not going to go high.
No, no, I don't think so. What do you think? Oh, the another thing. What do you think about his ripping his short in the middle of the fight? Remember that the part? So he's going against Sahuber, and whenever Sahuber was on the ground, he was like trying to like regard, and his toes got caught on the shorts, and he ripped, and he just ripped the rest of him.
Do you remember? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I don't think I saw the rip, but I did. I remember seeing it. Wasn't it like after the break? Didn't he switch shorts or something like that?
Yeah, they made
Or
his
no?
it's so
Yeah,
short. Yeah,
didn't see why. That's
yeah, that's why. Because he was luckily they have spares in there.
yeah, right.
Probably because of Derek Lewis. He was telling DC, "Well, you won the title at heavyweight of 43." I said, "Well, is DC a heavyweight?" Also, there's a difference. But you still have for today. Do you have anything else? You want to close this out?
All right. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed the cast. Give us a listen on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadios, iTunes. Give us a follow on Instagram, and appreciate you listening.